The Nerf Alien Menace Ravager is what we're going to be checking out in this review video. The Ravager is part of the Alien Menace line, which is a new series from Nerf, which also includes the Nerf Alien Menace Incisor. I did a review on this, and if you haven't seen it, you can check it out right here. But in this video, we care more about the Ravager and how well it does. So the box is just like the Incisor. It has a little alien down here shooting the Ravager. You have your alien text underneath both the name of the blaster and the Alien Menace logo. You have the blaster on display right here. And on the back, it just has a couple of details about the blaster. It's pump action, it shoots up to 8 darts, and you have the Incisor picture right here. And with the box basically complete, let's open it up and check out the Ravager. Inside the box, you get a pamphlet with how to put the blaster together completely and how to fire it. You also get these 2 additional barrels that you have to put onto the blaster before you can really use it. And you get your Alien Menace darts, which are just elite darts with gray and purple accents. I love these darts, they look so cool. And of course, you get the Ravager itself, which we have to put together, so let's do that right now. All you have to do to get this thing together is take one of the little barrel things, find the empty slot, line it up. There's some slots that it has to go into, line it up, and just push it down into place. So just push it down completely and it should be good to go. Take your other one and do the same. And there you go. There is your fully put together Ravager. So let's check out the blaster. The first thing to talk about with the Ravager is its size. Compared to the Incisor, this thing is much smaller and much more manageable, and it weighs much less than the Incisor. The Incisor is very heavy. This is nice and light by comparison. Next, we move on to the aesthetic. Since this is the Alien Menace line, it's supposed to look like something you've never seen before, something from outer space, something alien-y. It's kind of the whole point. And in my Incisor review, I said it had this kind of living and mechanical mixture going to it, and that is especially so with the Ravager, where you have these like teeth or claws in the front, and I'm expecting like a xenomorph tongue to pop out and then like shoot off a dart. That'd be really cool. Hasbro, for one of your blasters, make a xenomorph tongue come out. That'd be so wild. But yeah, very spiky front, like it's gonna bite you, like it's gonna claw you up. And again, we have this white spine on the top that has this bone texturing to it that's really cool and a nice detail aesthetic wise. You have the see-through purple, which I'm liking a lot, and right here you have a see-through purple that shows off parts of the mechanics on the inside, which is a nice touch. It's kind of like the Doomlands line, but not as big and as open, but you can still see some of the moving parts on the inside, which is pretty cool. Then you have the gray, which is also textured and also smooth, so it's this dual texturing for the gray, and you have other smooth and textured purple parts. Overall, the Alien Menace line is very interesting to look at, and the Ravager is no different. It's a very interesting looking blaster that looks like it comes from some alien species that we've never seen before. So pretty darn cool looking in my opinion. Though I will say the big barrels at the front kind of throw off the fluidity of it. It just kind of looks weird, but I like that it's spiky and it's gonna like bite you or grab you. Let's move on to comfort and how it works. The main grip is super duper comfortable. There's a lot of room in here. There's no weird bits sticking out and digging into your palm. I have room between my pinky and this bottom part right here. And overall, it's a very comfortable grip. At the front of the blaster is the priming grip, which is kind of blocky and a bit rectangular-y. It isn't the biggest grip. You can see my palm falling off of here, my pinky having to wrap around the bottom. It's comfortable, but I feel if they rounded it off a bit, it would be even more comfortable. I think they could have done a bit of a better job with it, but I feel like smaller hands are going to fit perfectly onto it. The larger hands, I think, aren't going to be as nicely fitting to it. It's not going to be as comfortable, but it is decently comfortable overall. Definitely not as comfortable as the main grip, but no real complaints other than I think they should have molded it a bit more roundish. I think that would have flowed a bit better. It would have fit my hand a bit better, but overall, no really big complaints. So once you're ready to start playing with your Ravager, you take your darts. It will take any dart, Alien Menace, Doomland, Zombie Strike Elite, and you just load them into the barrels. The barrels do have a smart AR system, so you can load them into whichever barrel you want, and it'll only shoot out the dart that is loaded. So you load up your barrels, You prime this back, fire it off, and then it rotates. So no slam fire on this blaster. It didn't say anything in the instructions of the box, but it feels like if you have a prime, a vertical grip on a blaster, it should have slam fire, but it doesn't. And with that, I believe it's time to take this thing outside and give it its chronograph readings and a shooting test. The performance of the Ravager is very close to that of the Incisor, but I feel this more floats darts than it really does shoot them, which leads us into the pros and cons of the Ravager and whether or not I feel like it's worth your money. The pros for this blaster, there's really only two pros that I see for it. One is the aesthetics. It looks like an alien blaster. It fits in with the whole theme of the series perfectly. I love the teeth at the front, and I just wish there was something that popped out from the middle that shot a dart, because that'd be really cool. Like, I feel like that was a missed opportunity. I love the textures of the shell. I love the transparent purple. Just, it looks like it belongs in the Alien Menace line, and I like the aesthetics of the Alien Menace line because it's different. It's like a reamped 90s Max Force kind of thing. If this was in the 90s, that would be so perfect for what Nerf was back then. And I'm glad they're doing something more gimmicky now, currently in the 2010s. I feel like we've been missing the gimmicks, the fun of Nerf, and this definitely brings it back along with the Incisor. The other pro is that it is comfortable. This blaster is pretty darn comfortable. Not as much as the Incisor, but definitely more than acceptable in terms of comfort. The main grip is great, and I feel like they just need to contour this front grip a bit more for a hand. It's a bit blocky for my taste, but I feel smaller hands are going to really enjoy the comfort of that pump grip. It's a decent pump grip, and it's very easy to prime and move around. Before we get into cons, there's one neutral to the blaster, and that is performance. The performance doesn't really wow me. It's not good, it's not bad. I wish it just had a bit more punch behind the darts. I miss blasters that kind of punch darts. They float downstream. It's not really impressive. It's not good, but it's also not bad, so it's a neutral. Which leads us into the first con, which is the barrel system. I don't like the way the barrels rotate. They rotate after you fire, which means before you can fire again, you have to wait for it to fully turn, which on this blaster can lead to some really slow rate of fire. It's not something that I like, and I wish it rotated on the prime, so when you pulled it back, it would half rotate and then complete rotate at the end of it and then fire. It just feels slow to use and not really worth using in the heat of battle. The second con about this blaster, and it's something that I've run into but I can't replicate again, is I've had it hang like halfway to where I had to push it back into place. It was a weird thing that happened. I don't know what it was, but it was just, it happens, and I don't doubt it will happen to you, which is also part of, I don't like how loose this is. This feels really loose, and I get you're supposed to be able to turn it easily, but I feel like it could use a bit more lock, because if you're running, this is just gonna start turning on you, and then, oh no, the darts you wanted to fire are down here, but you know now you have empty barrels. It's just too loose. It needs a bit more stick, so it doesn't have this going on. This is too much, Nerf. This shouldn't be happening. Make it stick a bit better. And the third con is ammo capacity. This blaster only holds 8 darts, which I feel is not enough, especially when you compare it to the Incisor, which holds 20. That's 12 more than this thing holds, and I feel the Ravager could have benefited from at least one more little claw thing, like 5, or maybe even a 6th one, so you get either 10 or 12 darts. 8 is just too few, and when you have the Incisor as an option, yes, it's $10 more, but you get 20 darts, which is way more than what this thing is shooting. And speaking of the price, we're gonna roll into that now. For $29.99, you get a pump action Springer blaster that only has 8 darts. And I don't feel it's worth that price. When you think about it, for $10 extra over this, you get this behemoth. The Incisor has the bigness, it has the cool aesthetics, and it has the ammo capacity for me to say, this is a better deal than this thing. This just isn't as interesting, it's not as comfortable. I don't feel like it's going to be as battle ready as the Incisor. So I don't think it's worth it. I think you should spend the extra $10 to get the bigger, cooler, more just everything blaster that is the Incisor. For $29.99, I don't think the Ravager is worth it. It doesn't wow me like the Incisor did. However, if you think the Nerf Alien Menace Ravager is worth $29.99, I will have links in the description to where you can pick one up for yourself or maybe for someone else. But there you have it. That is a look at the Nerf Alien Menace Ravager, the second blaster in the Alien Menace line. The kind of, just wish it had that alien tongue coming out. It'd be so cool. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day wherever you are, and flip that way.